Welcome to Base Building for Beginners. If you're new to the game, if you're wondering where to start and how to get to the point where you can build bases like this, no, we're not building this base today. We're building this little guy. And I know he doesn't look like much, but at first what we really need a base for is just storage. Later we'll have fun expanding a base, but for now and in this video we want to focus on just what it takes to get that habitat builder and get our first base built as quickly as possible. To do that, we need a lot of resources. Are we going to go out and try to find all that right now? No, we need a strategy so that we don't end up stumbling around in the dark before finding half of what we need. So we're going to break it apart into 3 rounds of foraging and building tools in a specific order, with the 3rd round ending with us holding the brand new habitat builder in our salty little hands. We'll build our tiny base, and I'll share with you a couple of tips I wish I knew when I had started out. Lastly, in the description you'll find links to all the lists I'll be using in this video. Let's start phase 1. Our goal for our first round is to build a standard O2 tank, fins, and a flashlight. We will be foraging for titanium, quartz, creepvine seed clusters, acid mushrooms, copper ore, and of course food and water that we find along the way. What I'm doing here is pinning all the resources that we're going to need to build our items. We'll have that on the right as a reference as we go collecting our goodies. The acid mushrooms are pretty visible everywhere. Bladderfish we'll use to create water. We got our 2 quartz that we need. We got our 1 piece of copper. And we got 1 piece of titanium. We still have 2 of those to go. We'll convert that. We have our 1 creepvine seed cluster. Say that 3 times. Grabbing some more food items. And always watching the oxygen. Another fish. Let's head back. And that was round 1 of foraging complete. Now we have the materials to create our top 3 items that we want. But first we have to create some sub-components. We're going to need the titanium, obviously, the silicone rubber. We need to convert that quartz to glass. With these we can build our battery. We're unlocking some new blueprints as we go through creating our items. Standard O2 tank and another blueprint. Our fins are next, and last, our flashlight. This completes phase 1, and we're definitely going to need that flashlight for phase 2. That sun's getting lower in the sky. It's going to be dark soon. Before we start phase 2, I want to mention something that the game pointed out to us, and that is outcroppings. There's 3 different types of outcroppings. The limestone, which is mostly up in the shallower waters. Shale, which I don't think we've seen yet, that gets into deeper waters. And then sandstone, which is in moderately deep water. And we'll see that in phase 3. Phase 2. We're going for the survival knife, repair tool, scanner, and a waterproof locker. We'll also be fabricating silicone rubber and a battery. Here's what we'll be collecting in round 2, and all these lists are available in the description to download. Let's go ahead and pin our recipes for the phase 2 forage and head out. As we collect items, keep an eye on the pinned recipes. We'll see them filling in the missing ingredients. Metal scrap for titanium, creepvine seed cluster, and that's salt, which we can use to cure fish for longer term storage. Copper, that's terrific. Just fill up on some air Trash fish. Here's an extra tip. You can't outrun them. So when they're coming at you, pull back and then change direction. And they were still swimming forward, and you got out of their blast range, and you got their sulfur.
Detecting sulfur deposits in the local cave systems.
Yep.
Sulfur is an essential component of the repair tool.
Well, look where we are, and that wraps up foray number 2. Let's take care of some food and water first. Alright, we have our recipes. Let's fabricate some items. In this round, we fabricate the repair tool so we can finally get some light in here and activate the distress beacon and get the story mode cranking. A lot of times we'll do that in the very, very beginning, but if you focus on getting the repair tool first, you will not have time for the flashlight, and that's a real handicap, not getting that flashlight built as soon as possible. Get in there.
The scanner can be used to synthesize blueprints from salvage technology and to record alien biological data.
We'll definitely be using the scanner in Phase 3. And our waterproof locker, which we want for stashing titanium, food, water, all sorts of things. Because we're going to run out of storage in the life pod real quick. To finish up Phase 2, we'll make our repairs to the life pod.
Put secondary systems online.
Always check for health kits. Get that radio working. We won't do any spoilers for the story though. And we are done with Phase 2. Welcome to Phase 3, where we are on our final foraging expedition to get all the items that we need to craft the habitat builder. We're going to be building the habitat builder and some copper wire, a computer chip, a wiring kit, and a battery. In this final round, we're getting into more exotic ore like silver and gold, so we'll keep an eye out for all 3 outcroppings. Okay, let's pin our recipes. There's not too many of them. But believe it or not, this phase can take a long time because we have to go further out and deeper to get some of the items that we're looking for. Got a titanium. Copper, that's good. We're always hoping for copper. Silver.
Silver-based wiring kits are an essential component of many habitat modules.
A gold. This is terrific. A lead. We'll use that later. Lots of speeding around and rushing back to the surface. Yeah, titanium. Copper. That's very good. More speeding around. It's really tedious. And that's why I was very happy to find this. The Sea Glide fragment. That's fragment 1. And, yeah, fragment 2. What do we need for the Sea Glide? We're going to go ahead and construct one. This section took me so long to do that I did stop and build a Sea Glide just to get around. One of my last long treks. Let's do it. Okay, copper wire. Something else. Wiring kit. We don't need that yet, but why not? Lubricant.
Lubricant is essential in construction of vehicles and power plants.
We still got to build that battery. There we are. Oh yes. And now lifesaver of a little device.
The Sea Glide will increase your effective exploration range.
It's like being on a Harley. I mean, we get thirsty on a Harley too, so let's dump off some of our extra stuff. This is important. I'm lining up items in my slots 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sea Glides in slot number 1. Scanner in slot number 2, because we're going to use that scanner some more. Lots of good blueprints to find, like the compass over there. I'm not going to give away where it is, though.
Local scans show a nearby cave entrance, depth 90 meters, leading to an unknown environmental biome.
30 seconds of oxygen left, but it goes a lot longer when you've got a Sea Glide.
Passing 100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased. Oxygen. New blueprint acquired.
Nice. So we can get to the surface faster with the Sea Glide, which is super. Cutting it close there. What do we got here? Limestone copper. That's great. When they turn to titanium, that means you've already got the blueprint complete. Lots of good ore. Wow, lots and lots of good stuff. Let's head back. Oh, one last thing. Table coral, which is all over the place outside our life pod, so. One more battery. So at this point, we're constructing materials for the habitat builder. I already built the wiring kit, so I don't really need that silver ore right now. We're getting close. Up the top.
Acquired.
Up at the top right, the habitat builder, we just need the battery. So we can clean up our list of recipes. There we go. Our last item. Last component of the habitat builder. We are now... We're building it. We're building it.
The builder tool is designed to construct habitats capable of withstanding extreme environmental conditions.
Excellent. We're done with phase 3. We have our habitat builder. Great job if you've hung in this long. Let's go fiddle with it and build a tiny base, and then we'll get to the bonus tips. All right, let's build ourselves a tiny base. Now, the purpose of this base is for storage at this point in the game. So we are going to pin some things that we need to build a small base just for storage. If we look at the base pieces we have available right now, it's fairly limited. We're not going to go with these small little guys, a compartment or a corner piece. Those are 2 titanium each. That's 3, the T compartment. Let's go with the X compartment because that's the most expandable. There's a pun in there, but I refuse to do that. So we're going to pin the X compartment. We've pinned the X compartment. What else do we need for our base? We need the hatch to get into the base and a solar panel to power the base. And we also want to install a locker. We're definitely going to want a fabricator. You know what? We may just have what we need for the fabricator, so let's add that as well. We're going to make this base functional. All right, let's go build a base. I won't get into all of the location concepts other than right now we would probably want to put a moon pool there. So if we were going to keep this base with our X compartment, we want a one end of that to be kind of facing out towards the deep water, and right click and get rid of it. So I could go even deeper out. And so about right here looks kind of nice. And we'll go ahead and build that compartment. Let's go ahead and slap a hatch on there. And most important, just as important, is a solar panel. And it doesn't matter which way they face, they work.
Oxygen.
Let's not drown.
Power restored. All primary systems online.
Awesome. Let's head back in, enter the base.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Alrighty. Let's go ahead and slap in a fabricator right here. And what we're going to be lining these walls with is wall lockers. We're going to line the walls with wall lockers. And I still can put a couple more in. That's not bad. I can get another one here. I can actually tuck it all the way back in there. Alright, I'm out of titanium, but as you can see, I've already got 5 lockers over here. I could fit 5 lockers over there. I could even fit in another 5 there, so I can't count. I've got 4 lockers. So 4 and 4 and 4. So that's 12 lockers we could fit in here, which is a really good, efficient first little base, and we can come in and fabricate stuff if we had stuff to fabricate. So there we go, we got our tiny base. And at this point, let me just go ahead and share those 2 pro tips with you. Pro tip number 1, carry at least 1 extra oxygen tank so you don't run out when you're too far from the surface or a base or your vehicle. I can't believe I never did this when I first started.
30 seconds.
30 seconds can go really quick in a cave when you get disoriented and are trying to find the exit that you swear was just behind you.
Oxygen.
And now we're down at 9, but we're going to be okay. We're going to switch in the new tank, and presto, just like that, we've got 33 seconds left. Plenty of time to get to the surface. Don't forget to swap back in your empty tank to refill it. Pro tip number 2, build a grav trap and set up a local fish farm. These round fragments are easy to spot in debris fields around Life Pod 5. Find a nice spot with fish to drop the grav trap, and we have an easy supply of fish. I'm sure you'll think of other uses for the grav trap as well. That's going to do it for this tutorial. I hope you learned something and enjoyed it. If you did, please give a like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.